So here we are at our practice activity lesson, all about the different skills and language that we've learned through this module. So without further ado, let's jump right into activity one. As with previous video lessons like this, the practice activities, of course, you're going to have 2 minutes to complete each activity. So activity one, match the phrasal verb meaning to the correct definition. So a matching activity here. Write your own sentence using the phrasal verb as well. So once you've matched them, if you could write a sentence as well. This is just to further practice you getting used to being able to use these phrasal verbs. Okay, so up first we have turn down, put across, go over, turn against, and put up. And of course, in random order, we have to change your thinking about someone in a negative way, the act of trying to explain your ideas to another person, declining or not accepting an invitation or offer, being patient in a frustrating or testing situation, and finally, repeating or highlighting information you have written down. So match the phrasal verbs, and if you can, write your own sentence if you have extra time too. Your 2 minutes start now. Okay, that is your 2 minute time limit there. And here are the phrasal verbs connected to their correct definitions. So turn down means declining or not accepting an invitation or offer. Put across, the act of trying to explain your ideas or even feelings to another person. Go over, repeating or highlighting information you have written down. Turn against, to change your thinking about someone in a negative way. And finally, put up, being patient in a frustrating or testing situation. So sometimes phrasal verbs can have more than one meaning, but the meanings that we're specifically looking at throughout this module, these are the correct definitions here. And I hope that you managed to have a go at writing your own sentences using these phrasal verbs as well. Okay, so let's move on to activity 2. Write a sentence for each of the phrasal verbs below. So I'm going to show you three more phrasal verbs that we have looked at in previous lessons. And I want you to write a sentence as if it's something that you would say in speaking. So the phrasal verbs we have are turn into, put off, and go for. So these are three phrasal verbs. Now, I'm not going to give you the definition now. I want you to try and think back and remember and identify what each phrasal verb means. And then I want you to write a sentence. I'm going to show you afterwards my own sentence and, of course, give you the definition. So your 2 minutes starts now. And there is the end of our 2 minutes. So I hope that you've managed to write those three sentences for each phrasal verb. And here are my examples, and I'll also talk about each phrasal verb's definition. So up first, turn into. This new internet service is turning into a disaster. Now, actually, I've changed the verb tense slightly into turning, present continuous. That's absolutely fine. This new internet service is turning into a disaster. So in this sense, turn into means a situation or an event that is quickly becoming different. And we can often use turn into to describe a place or a situation that is going from good to bad. So here, this internet service was previously good. It's now turning into a disaster for whatever reason. Okay, put off. After the price of hotels, I was put off visiting Paris. So put off here means you are not encouraged, you are discouraged to do something. In this example, I was discouraged to visit Paris because the price of the hotels was so high. So it means that you don't really want to do anything anymore. I'm quite put off visiting Paris. It's so expensive. And our final example, I'll go for a run later and then maybe just relax at home. In this sense, I'll go for, it means we're going to do something. We have a plan. It's definitely used for describing plans. I'll go for a meeting at the restaurant. I'll go for a run. Okay, I hope that you managed to get some good sentences down there, as well as identifying the phrasal verbs' correct use and meaning. But it's now time for activity 3. So we're now looking at articles. Add either a, an, the, or zero article to the following sentences. So you can either do a or an, the, or simply you can write zero article. So let's take a look at the sentences. Only yesterday, postman brought me a package from Amazon. Can't wait to open it. In my opinion, we should try to eat healthier foods and cut down on meat. That's not my problem, mate. I sold you a car with no warranty anyway. Thanks for your support today, everyone. Meeting was tough, but I think it was successful. I'll head out for a shopping either Saturday or Sunday. Would love to grab new book or 2. Jamie said his teacher read the class interesting text at university. So you have 2 minutes where the 3 dots, the ellipse, are either right at an, the, or zero. And your 2 minutes starts now. Okay, it's now time for us to have a look at the answers. So, number 1, only yesterday the postman brought me a package from Amazon. You could probably say a postman brought me, but we're talking about probably someone that we know, so it's probably better to say the postman brought me a package. In my opinion, we should try to eat healthier foods and cut down on meat. So there's no article needed there. Zero article. That's not my problem, mate. I sold you a car. Thanks for your support today, everyone. The meeting was tough. Number 5. I'll head out for shopping either Saturday or Sunday. Would love to grab a new book or 2. And the last one, number 6. Jamie said his teacher read the class an interesting text at university. So well done if you got most of those correct. Using the article correctly is definitely a great shortcut to fluency. Okay, and on to activity 4, very similar to what we have just been working on. In the gap, either a, an, the, or zero. So here are our sentences. My little brother wanted bike for his birthday. It's fair to say that Spain is an all-round awesome country. When I'm older, I'd like to travel to United Kingdom. Excuse me, I don't suppose you know people that live. Two of biggest problems facing our society are crime and rising pollution. There's 3 articles to be added there. And finally, all books on the top shelf are mine. So again, I'll give you 2 minutes to identify what articles or 0 article needs to be used. Starting now. That brings us to the end of your 2 minutes. So let's take a look at the answer to number 1. My little brother wanted a bike for his birthday. It's fair to say that 0 article required, for Spain is an all-round awesome country. Very true. When I'm older, I'd like to travel to the United Kingdom. So if it's a kingdom or a state, such as America, the United States, we use the United Kingdom, the United States. So kingdoms and states, we use the article the. Excuse me, I don't suppose you know the people that live in that house across the street there. Okay, number 5. 2 of the biggest problems facing our society are crime and the rise in pollution in our communities. And last one, all the books on the top shelf are mine. So well done again if you got lots of those right. And it's about time that we skip on to our final activity of the day, activity 5. So add the gerund, the verb ing, or the infinitive to plus verb. So the gerund is the verb with ing ending. For example, run would become running. Walk, walking, study, studying. That is a gerund. So verb plus ing. Or the infinitive to plus verb. So I'm going to give you some sentences and you need to decide whether to add the gerund or the infinitive. Let's take a look at that now. Here's an example. So the lady agreed, pay is the verb. Do I need to turn it into a gerund or an infinitive? The electricity bill. The lady, let's think, agreed to pay the electricity bill. So it wouldn't be the lady agreed paying the electricity bill. The lady agreed to pay the electricity bill. Okay, so do you need the gerund or do you need the infinitive? And here are your sentences. So have a read through, have a look at these, and I will give you 2 minutes to either add ing or to plus verb, starting now. It's now time for us to take a look at the answers. So my best friend chose to spend his holiday in South Africa. What? You hate waiting for people to meet you. My granddad learnt to play guitar when he was 68 years old. It's fair to say I didn't hesitate accepting that job. Well, it's important to pretend you're working even if you're not. We celebrated winning the lottery this weekend, and number 7, our final one, Alice came to collect her iPad from the shop. And of course that is giving reasons for an action, so we use an infinitive there. Okay, some quite tricky activities throughout this practice activity lesson. I hope you've enjoyed them. It's now time for us to move on to the next module.